Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Velmore. Today I am going to be making two recipes from the Elder Scrolls Cookbook, one of which has been 2 months in the making because it is a 2-month aged honey and lavender mead. And the second is a shrimp dish with a soy and molasses sauce. This is Argonian swamp shrimp boil and Honningbrew Mead. Let's get started. So for my Honningbrew Mead, I'm going to be cutting apple and peeling and slicing ginger. There are several recipes for mead in this book, and they all start with the same ingredients. The first of those being honey and some boiling water. And now I'm just going to shake that around until the honey dissolves. Now I'm going to add in the ingredients specific to the Honningbrew, and that's going to be apple, ginger, and lavender. And then I am going to top it off with some cool water. And I'm going to give that a few minutes to cool down to room temperature. And now, after about 1.5 hours, this has cooled down to room temperature. So I'm going to add in my brewer's yeast. And then I am going to pop an airlock on it. And for most of the meads in the book, they should be ready to drink after about 2 weeks. However, the Honningbrew Mead says it usually goes longer, so I'm going to leave it for about 3 months. So it has now been about 2-3 months of letting this age. And so what I am going to do is I am going to filter this into a container. I'm just going to do it through a coffee filter. Then I'm going to pour this into a bottle, filtering through some cheesecloth one more time just to try and get it as clear as possible. And this is how these are going to be stored. I'm going to put this one in the fridge and cool it off to serve later. Into some boiling water, I am going to add my shrimp. And I'm only going to cook that for about 2 or 3 minutes. Now that these have cooked up, I am going to remove them from the water, keeping the shrimp water so that I can make my sauce. And now I'm going to make a sauce, but the first thing I'm going to do is make a slurry, which will start with soy sauce and cornstarch. And I'm just going to whisk that together until the cornstarch dissolves. And now into the water, I'm going to add my soy sauce slurry, brown sugar, molasses, and chili powder, and thyme. And I'm going to stir that together and let it reduce. These both turned out pretty good. This was my first time making mead. Well, technically my second time. I screwed up this recipe already once, so it's my first time successfully making mead. And with this one, what you get is very strong lavender notes, and the floral and slightly earthy taste of the lavender is really the only flavor I get, though it has been mellowed greatly through the aging. It still seems to overpower everything else, though there is a hint of sweetness, but it's too subtle to determine whether it's honey or apple or whatever combination of the two. The sauce for this shrimp was the real star, even though I forgot to add butter and cream into it. So that would have just given it a richer texture that would have coated the shrimp better. But that being said, it was still delicious. It had the wonderful salty umami from the soy sauce, slightly sweet with a strong molasses flavor. I really wish I had remembered to add the butter and cream to just get that extra richness. And being more of a coating on that shrimp would have been better, because without any of the sauce, it didn't really have any flavor. Which is to be expected. It was just boiled shrimp, but maybe just a little bit of salt in the boiling water would have helped. And I really would have wanted to serve this with some rice to give something for that extra sauce to soak into. I hope you enjoyed. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I will have the social media links in the description of the video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, come on back next week for another recipe.